Diversity and inclusion, what it is, why we care, and what we can do. That is a title. And if that title sounds like something you'd hear popping out of the drooling mouth of some Californian dipshit hipster who hasn't quite manifested the upward mobility requisite to move out of his mom's basement, you'd be surprisingly wrong. As a matter of fact, it's the name of a seminar that began a year ago at the Air Force Academy in Colorado. Yes, even the mighty military of the United States of America has entered the hollow and largely mythical realms of person-centered language amid the sweltering and, one might say, hellish heat of the diversity, equity, and inclusion zeitgeist. Goodbye words like mom, dad, girlfriend, and boyfriend, and hello to the kind of gray, sexless, mirthless environment that a villain from an Orwell novel might feel right at home within. Hello also to diversity goals, because meritocracy is dead, don't you know? We've just thrown out the old idea that you want to be the smartest, best, most physically fit people you can get your hands on, no matter what their race, religion, or possibly even gender, in favor of an institution we can be proud of for its balance. Folks, I cannot stress enough how much of a bad idea things like this are. God, we've talked about it so many times. We created a military in this country for one reason: to defend liberty. And that means removing the feels insofar as it is possible to do that to a human being, just short of creating an emotionless monster. That's right, the balance is delicate, but for decades and decades, we did it basically right in this country. In other words, this injection of wokeism into the American military isn't just a waste of time, and don't get me wrong, it's a huge waste of time. You need to be learning how to kill the bad guys abroad, not learning how to avoid misgendering them before you plug them. But it's something far more sinister in that it continues the operation the left is always seeking, which is chipping away at, what am I going to say? The dominant paradigm wherever they may find it. Now ask yourself this question: what about diversity, equity, and inclusion really needs to be set into policy in the military? Can you think of anything at all? It's not as if they don't already have an extraordinarily complicated and rigid code of conduct. Hell, their code of conduct is far more well-defined than that of the average American citizen. So why take it that one step further? Could it possibly be that there's an undercurrent present which has the goal of washing away all the foundational principles which have guided the military in the first place? Could it be that the wokesters are all too aware of the noble archetype of the military hero and they just can't stand it? Now, I've had quite a few members of the military on this show over the years, and to a person, they all have a small subset of qualities which they not only share, but which are pretty self-evident if you're in their presence for just a few minutes. There's a bearing, there's a well-earned pride, there's a certain solidity of character that shows up time and time again, and I'm telling you in no uncertain terms that the left simply cannot stand that. And in their reckless stupidity, they're willing to risk everything to mash it out by pouring their half-baked ideology all over it and seeing what happens. The left is like the Joker in Batman. They just like to watch the world burn, and they have some far-flung notion that out of its ashes will arise the utopia which they fruitlessly seek, but seemingly never find. Folks, we got to get this woke crap out of the military and actually out of our complete society. I don't know what that's going to take. Maybe some kind of a new great awakening, whatever it is. We can't let it fester too long or it will absolutely destroy us. I'm so sick of hearing about this stuff, dude. Honest to God. If you're in the military, I want you to be a killing machine.
That's kind of the point.
I want you to be a killing machine. I've said it for the last 2 years on this show. People laugh at it, but it's true. What they want to do, they want to weaken our society, make our men weak, turn us into a bunch of soy boy beta males, and then they can come in here, they can rape your women, they can take over, they can reproduce. There was a literal video, TikTok video, where a guy was espousing exactly that.
Yeah.
He said, we got to kill white people. And the Twitter's been suspended. But he's like, we got to kill white people. We got to have sex with their women. And that way, when they bear our children, they can't be racist anymore.
If you enjoyed this video, hit like and subscribe to our channel so you'll be sure to see similar videos from BlazeTV with the added bonus of signaling YouTube that your voice and opinion still matters. And if you're looking for more great conservative content, check out one of the 2 videos suggested here.